your friends and family thought you could do better?
Yes. You never really met any of my family, but all of my friends think that you took advantage of me and like didn't appreciate all the things that I did for you. They also found out about the PowerPoint that you made about my red flags after our first date. That's so funny.
What the Yo!
Yeah.
If you in there, nigga, I'm ghost.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you want to see the full live stream that this video is from, click the link in the description down below. But before we get into this, make sure you thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get it. I got you. If exes were 100% honest, y'all are not in relationships. Y'all have no reason to lie, unless some legal situations, but I doubt that's the case. And don't ask any. He had like one or two weird questions. Don't ask any. Well, I do want to hear the juicy questions, but
I'm your host, Kot Takahashi, and today we brought 4 ex-couples to the studio. Some of these couples,
it's like you got a fire last name. What was that first name, dude?
I will miss having sex with my ex. Make your split decision in 3, 2, 1.
If they say no, hey, your shit is
Go ahead and turn around.
Oh yeah, that's tough. Wait, dude, hold on, whoa. If they dated someone else at the time, then that's different. You know what I'm saying? You can't really say that.
You say, no, I will not miss having sex with my ex. Why is that?
I just haven't really felt any sexual urges for anyone for a while, so it's not just him in particular. It's just not something.
Nah, you was trash, my guy. You was trash, my guy.
I mean, yeah, I totally would love to.
I mean, she looked good. I don't blame him. She looked good.
I'm just gonna have to move on from that.
How does it feel knowing that she's stepping on the no right there?
Oh, it's no biggie, you know.
Okay. Were you expecting that?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've been trying.
Yo.
Ray, you're
Got some
no.
nice hair, though.
Mia, you're yes. So Mia, I'd love to hear more.
I feel like the sex was cool for the time and I enjoyed it, but I feel like if we were to try to revisit it now, it would be weird just on like an emotional level, but like the sex was good physically.
Ray, why are you on no?
The sex was better for Mia than it was for me.
Starfish?
Just because of the dynamic that we had specifically. It was more focused on what she wanted than what I wanted.
Yep, for sure.
What was it that you wanted that you weren't really getting?
I'm a top.
I'm also a top.
Yeah, so that's like what we're having. That's the conversation we're having here. Like
yeah.
I enjoy topping like a lot, and
Okay.
so like I was like switching to accommodate, and you were not as much.
But then how are you?
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be frank, I wanted to strap her more than she wanted to be strapped. That's what's happening.
Crazy that you said that verbally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Mia, and I'm 23.
My name is Ray Viserys. I'm 25.
Pfizer.
We dated for 2 years. We weren't compatible.
Yeah, we were better off as friends.
Priscilla, Victor, you both say yes.
I think we have a really good sex life. I'd only ever been with one other person before him, so when we got together, I was really given the space to like explore like sexuality in the room and new things, and it was just like a very safe and fun space. For me, I'm super into
He's like, yeah, I definitely got to hit her up after the
world.
show.
Okay.
So getting to like finally explore that after like just reading about it for so long
Okay.
was very fun for me.
1 out of 10. How was the experience?
I was a 10.
How was it for you, Victor?
You got to be honest.
10.
Yo, nah, bro. Bro was about to actually be honest, and then she was looking at him like, oh, seriously? Not a 10? You got to think about it? Bro's going to be like, yeah, it was pretty good. It was an 8. An 8, 8, man, like, listen. An 8 is a damn near, you got to start giving advice in the bedroom, like, something, coach. I don't know. Y'all got like 50 million terms for different things that basically mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Ray, how about you? 1 to 10. How would you rate sex with Mia?
It's like a 6.
A 6?
Yeah, it's like not bad sex.
Okay.
That's all I can really say. You got what you wanted.
Yeah, it was probably.
And I did.
Yeah, okay.
Jen, what attracted you both together?
So he's not my type at all. So then, yeah, so it was only after that he grew on me, then I was like, I do like taller, bigger guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so then now he's very attractive to me.
How about for you?
Yeah, it's like same thing. We started as best friends, and then so I never got attracted to her whatsoever. And then it just grew, you know. It's that love, that bond that we had.
We were together for 8 years.
And we broke up about 3 years ago. We broke up because of trust issues and
trust issues.
Okay, the next prompt is
Drizzy J,
my
check
family
me
and
out.
friends thought I could do better. Make your split decisions in 3,
Another Drake's. I'm just saying. Damn, bruh.
2, 1. Go ahead and turn around.
Wow.
Wow.
It's tough.
Interesting. Okay. Luna, you say yes.
I mean, in actuality, I don't really think this is kind of a valid question. Like, unless you got someone who's like unless you're, you know, unless you're finding some billionaire or whatever it may be, like something that's like everybody wants or like is extremely rare, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna be like, oh, you could do, like, they're always gonna think that they're gonna hold you to a higher regard.
Thought you could do better. Tell us more.
My family liked Dane. It was more so my friends knowing of situations that we had been through.
Do you have an example?
So, you remember New Year's Eve in New Orleans? Yeah.
I was pretty angry.
What happened?
We went to a show and we came back and I had said something that upset him. He kind of threw a fit and he just walked out the door, and I ended up spending New Year's alone that night at my friend's house because everybody else was off doing stuff.
Tough.
So I was just kind of crying in the bed by myself and had no idea where he went just because of a small argument that had ensued earlier.
Okay, and then so your friends know about that kind of stuff.
It, you know, made them think less of him for sure.
I was not the best on that New Year's, and I am very aware that her friends weren't too fond of me after that, for sure. And that was just like getting close to the end of our relationship. But my friends and family really liked Luna, you know.
Not all of them liked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So Ray, your friends and family thought you could do better?
Yes. You never really met any of my family, but all of my friends think that you took advantage of me and like didn't appreciate all the things that I did for you. They also found out about the PowerPoint that you made about my red flags after our first date.
That's so funny.
What the Yo!
Yeah, she made a PowerPoint of my red flags after our first date, and she went through it with her friends, and then
We were drunk.
eventually I found out, and I like told my friends like, haha, and they were like, hey, that's actually not okay. So
I don't want to hear we were drunk. I don't know how you like go from drunk. Even if, hold on, even if we want to validate people being excused for things because of drinking, how do you go from drunk to doing a PowerPoint? I don't know how those like intertwine, bro. Unless, I don't know, maybe you was doing a PowerPoint for school and then you just, I don't know, bro. I don't know how you get that from there.
Mia, why did you say yes?
The way that you would speak to me sometimes like wasn't okay. Like you almost had like no filter to a point where you were just like being mean to me all the time.
Yeah, that's
and I was like, damn, this sucks. Like I love you.
yeah,
you
that's
know?
my fault. My bad. Grew up in a crazy household.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
sorry.
I think you were just like working through some stuff.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. Well, you did that little PowerPoint thing, but that's just imagine that someone you felt someone was like being mean to you or whatever, and they're just like, yeah, that's my fault, my bad, just all nonchalant.
And my friends just like saw how that affected me. But they love you now.
The next prompt is, I cheated on my ex. Make your split decisions in 3, 2, 1. Okay, go ahead and turn around.
Oh, that's tough.
Jen?
Does he know?
Yes.
Yeah. So we were just really young. We dated since high school. We realized that we had very different love languages, and then I was just always constantly searching that in other people. But yeah, like I messed up, and then I hurt him a lot because I'm also his first girlfriend and everything. And so like everything like really came crashing down hard after.
How did you find out?
It was like a friend that we hung out with in a group for I think like about 3 years or so. She talked to him and he talked to her behind my back. So then the girl that was with that guy at that time, I found out from her because she sent me messages that they deleted from each other. So it hurt.
It's
like,
tough.
Really, really, really bad because I'm a guy of respect, you know, and then that's kind of disrespecting me.
And you were in love with her?
Yeah.
Not kinda. That
She was my
is.
first, and then I thought she was my last too.
What was it that made you want to cheat on him?
I don't know, like I always told him, like when we started being together, I was like, I hate cheaters because I got cheated on before too. I think it was just more environmental factors, like how I am with my family. Like I'm just like this perfect person. And then I think I always wanted to like self-destruct, self-sabotage. But he was like literally everything I ever had. Like he was the best person, like best boyfriend. He treated me right. Like our love language was very different. But like, I mean,
You
he
ruined the
loved me, and
relationship.
I know that he loved me, but then I don't know what happened. And I like, that's my biggest regret.
After the cheating, I tried to make it work, you know, but it was still in my mind.
That was an L, bro.
The
That was
trust
an
was
L.
gone.
Is there a chance?
I mean, there's always a possibility.
The next prompt is
Listen, the only chance that there is clapping cheeks. At that point, when you do that, listen. At that point, when you cheat, you're only making a certain threshold. That's it. You're not making it pass.
since our separation, I've been with someone who is better in bed. Make
Ooh,
your split decisions
hey.
in 3.
I already know the one who was like, yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad. I already know. About to instantly hop over to that.
2,
Yeah.
1. All right, go ahead and turn around. So Jen, after the breakup, there was someone else who was even better.
So like when I was with him, like that's the best I ever had. But then like when we broke up, like I was with someone that like really loved me, like really like just gave me everything. Like
Mans
in
didn't
a
love
short
you?
amount of time that like for 8 years like, I couldn't even feel with him. So that's why I think that their sex was better in the sense that it was like love. But I think that's what I was missing from him was like I couldn't receive love the way that he gave.
Did you feel that way too during the sex?
Look at like, bro. We already know what time it is. That, like, bro, this is you just, whether it's overtly, what, no matter how you wrap it up. Oh, hey, well, I did this because blah blah blah. That's in your face. Another way is, okay, yeah, I did this and you know da, da, da. And then you give little pieces. You know, I felt like he didn't love me. Then later on, well, you know, he started to ignore me. Okay, bro.
I thought I gave my all, 100% of it, because that's all I knew.
That's what I'm
So
saying, bro.
I gave my 100. Yeah.
In this situation, I
Victor,
believe him.
How do you feel that she's standing on yes right now, that yes, she had a better experience since you?
I mean, good for you. That's awesome. Yeah. I feel like we were always pretty sex positive, so I think if you're out there having great sex, like I'm not gonna hold it against you. It would be weird to expect her to only have bad sex after the fact. You know? I feel like I kind of pushed you to date other people.
He kind of really did. I had a very negative view on relationships after we broke up because I was like just completely shattered and all my thoughts and beliefs were pretty much destroyed. He's like, you're young, you're single, like get out there, meet people, like leave your house. We were together for 2 years and we broke up in July.
Listen, I'm waiting for y'all to get to that.
Together.
Damn, that's it. Hold on.
The next prompt
Okay,
is,
I guess
I
forget
never
the other
fully
ones.
trusted my ex when we were together.
Ooh.
Make your split decision.
This
in
might be
3.
when our curly hairs go at it.
All right, everybody, go ahead and turn around.
Excuse me.
So Ray, you never fully trusted me when you were together.
So the second time that we dated, it was poly, and it started off with me being in secret to one of her other partners. I didn't know
Wow.
that I existed, and then once I found out that I existed,
That is tough.
didn't know why I was in Mia's life, i.e. we were dating. So it just made me feel like anyone that she brought around, I didn't fully trust.
So, all right, now, bruh, this is what I'm talking about. I didn't say anything at first when it was like, well, you said things that were mean, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I actually want to hear what were the things that were mean. Were they actually valid things? And it just hurt her feelings, so it was considered mean. First, you do red flags PowerPoints after the first date. Then you try to say, oh, you know, you're being mean. I was like, okay, I'll let it slide. I'm like, probably behind the scenes is something like, oh, hey, yeah, you got to stop doing this. Like, whatever, I don't know, whatever thing is bothering that person. You gotta stop doing this. Well, I do it because blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't have to be mean to me. I just said stop doing something, bro. Like, I'm not calling you out your name or anything like that.
That they knew who I was and why I was around. For whatever reason, Mia felt like she couldn't tell this person about me.
Mia, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fair. I mean, it was kind of a weird situation because I had kind of like asked not to be privy to those things, and we were poly at the time. That was like her kind of preference with things, so I just like didn't bring it up.
But I was like your main, so it wasn't like we were just hooking up. You were like literally my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she was the side.
Well,
you know what I'm
in
saying?
your
Not to,
mind,
like,
yeah.
break down polyamorous relationships like that, but like you were my girlfriend, like I was your partner, and
Yeah.
she was just someone that was a branch of other relationships.
But did this other person know that? Did you
Yes.
communicate that to them?
Yes. Yeah, everyone knew. Like,
Not everyone.
she knew you existed. She just didn't know like who you were because she didn't want to know. Like,
I don't know, man.
I would
It's
get
over.
that.
You guys don't even speak anymore, so it's chill, dude.
Yeah. I don't,
It is what it is.
Luna, so you never, the trust wasn't fully ever there.
In the beginning, it was, and there was an incident where I was using his phone as a flashlight, and a girl texted him saying, "Come cuddle," and he swore that nothing sexual had happened to cause that, and whether I told myself I believed him or not, I just never could really come back from it.
Anything you want to say to that?
Yeah,
Yeah, so like that was out of the blue for me as well. That was my girl best friend at the time. But no, yeah, it was.
Yo!
Like, she knew that I was with Luna, and like it was just like.
Dane said she was doing it on purpose
Yeah,
to
I
try,
think she was
so
doing
I
it
could
on
see it
purpose.
and get jealous to try and get at me.
So,
Hey, what that girl best friend look like though? Let me find out. That's your new boo. Like, bruh.
On purpose
Yeah,
to
I
try
think she's
so
doing
I
it
could
on
see it and
purpose.
get jealous.
Bitch trying to
and
plot.
Get at me.
so if you felt that way, then why was the trust gone though?
Oh no.
Oh no, that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's what
that
Dane
was my
was
story.
saying.
Oh, I see.
True story.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I feel like that could have been part of it, but I didn't know if that was the whole story.
How come you don't believe him when he says that?
Something probably happened there. I don't know. But even if it didn't, like the fact that someone had felt comfortable enough to text him that while she knew he was dating me still made me uncomfortable.
And I could see why her trust was gone. My trust for her would have been gone if the tables were turned. You know.
Hold on. This
Yeah, I
is
could get
fantastic.
that.
Take a second.
Yep.
I mean, like,
Mike.
Cried.
You recently
Wow.
cried over Jen, huh?
yeah. I mean, like, it's not just one time. It was like multiple times just replaying the scenarios. It's
Damn,
like
son.
shattering, you know? Like, you had hopes and dreams of something that would, you know.
You gotta move on, Brody. I'm sorry.
It's not, and then, like, every time that I think about it, it's just like heartbreaking.
How about you?
Well, I all the time, so probably like last week or something. I don't know. We always try to talk about like getting back together because like we're like almost 30 now. Like we should have like a family and kids. Or I mean like it's expected of me to have family and kids. But then I feel like there's so much things that are just broken and dented in our relationship that I don't think it'll go well, even though I want it to go well. So if I never like messed up in the past, or if I never like took him for granted, then we would probably still be together.
As y'all have like observed, I'm mostly like in the wrong in our relationship pretty much. I was really lazy and I could have done a lot of things differently. So whenever I think about how happy I was in our relationship and how I was really like not the best, it makes me, tear up, cry.
Uh,
How do you feel knowing that he's this emotional about this?
I feel bad. I guess. I don't
Nah,
know.
listen.
Honestly, I feel-
Listen. So far, I can understand both sides in the other prompt. So far, it's an L on the man's. You don't really gotta feel bad so far. I don't know the whole relationship.
feel neutral over it. I hate that he still gets upset about it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
The next prompt is, I loved my ex more than they loved me.
Mm.
Make your split decisions in 3, 2, 1. Okay, go ahead and turn around. So Mike, you loved Jen more than she loved you.
There were things that
Yeah, it
she did
is.
that
It's
she-
obvious.
She doesn't love me. She's like a word of affirmations kind of person, but even though the words say that she loves me, it doesn't show it. The disrespect, the mistrust. Yeah.
I mean, I thought I knew what love was. I thought I loved him, but of course, like if you love someone, you don't really go and do that. And
Facts.
I would say like now I feel like I appreciate and love him more. So roles have been reversed now, but before it was definitely him loving me a lot more.
Priscilla, you loved him more than he loved you during the relationship?
He initially pursued me, and then as we got more and more into it, I mean, he's the one who broke up with me, so obviously I loved him more. At that point, he was my forever. I never saw anybody else but him. For
Like
me.
the one?
Yeah, he was just the one.
Victor, did you know that she felt that you were the one?
Yeah, she would say it all the time.
Yo.
You know what? I learned something about myself in that relationship, and that was that I'm not that much of a relationship person. It was like tough to reconcile because while we were in it, it felt like this is such a good relationship. This is so solid. Like this is somebody that I should have in my life forever. but it still wasn't like satisfying on the inside. Like I still didn't feel like I wanted to be in a relationship.
So you haven't been in a relationship since?
Since we broke up, I haven't dated anybody.
But no, he's definitely the kind of person where mid-conversation, he's like, I'm done with this conversation. And that's how I felt a long time about our relationship.
Yo.
I woke up and was like, yeah, I'm good about this now.
How did that feel when you discovered that? When you felt that from him, like, oh, he's done?
I remember specifically when I felt it. It was about 3 months before we broke up because we went to the movies and I went to hold his hand and it was the first time he didn't hold it back.
Ooh.
And I just instinctively knew that like something was off. And then 2 days after my birthday, that's when he decided.
It's tough.
Luna, Dane, you both say yes. You both love each other.
Hey, listen, mans was like, damn, I can't really break up on her. I can't really break up with her like right before her birthday. Definitely can't break up with her on her birthday. Let me give her a good birthday and send her ass packing. She's out the door.
More. Dane, let's start with you.
You know, in a relationship, you're physical with your partner. You tell them that they're cute, amazing, and that you love them. You always reassure them how much they mean to you. And I never got any of that from Luna, which made me.
Hold up.
Apparently that's a lie, but that's how I felt, and it just like threw me off in our relationship for sure.
I tried to say positive things to you, but if you didn't hear them, that's.
What was it you didn't hear? Like
things that made me feel appreciated or important, you know.
And so, why do you say yes, Luna?
Actions speak louder than words. I feel like I made more sacrifices for our relationship.
Now, hold on now.
And I just don't like, I didn't feel like my energy was matched by Dane.
Okay, are you saying?
Have like different love languages because I feel like you probably have words of affirmation, so you need that, and then
Yeah,
so that's probably what she like. You thought she was lacking, but that's how me and
I was
were
also gonna
too.
say that we both have different perspectives of
Yeah.
love,
Okay.
and it's just like it doesn't work because we can't.
Okay, all right, yeah, all right. Hold on, hey. It's like I'm trying to like give you props, but you cheated on my man's. Man, when they asked the prompt, have you cried about your ex recently or whatever? He said, yeah. It's like I can't give you props, but damn, dude. Cause at first I was gonna say, she said that's a lie. Then said action speaks louder than words. So you didn't say it. Maybe you were doing these actions that you thought were helpful, and he didn't feel it that way.
Give each other what we each other need, you know.
You like telling me you love me and I'm beautiful doesn't equate to me asking you for help in a certain area of our relationship and like over and over and over again.
I definitely feel like I made sacrifices that went unnoticed in our relationship still, and you still don't even notice them.
What kind of sacrifices?
Like
Like moving all the way from Florida to live in Alabama so she could be closer to her family. And
you're the one who, like, you wanted to move in together the most. You wanted to make that move initially.
I think you wanted to make the move the most, but I don't want to do this right now.
This is the place to do it. I feel like.
Yeah.
This is probably the only time you're
gonna. I went and worked, and
I didn't get work at all, or make any money, or put in or contribute to any of that.
I know you did a lot, but I just felt like I did feel like I was doing more.
Did you feel like you were doing more?
I didn't feel like I was doing more. I felt like we were equally like striving for something.
Felt like it was
I
equal.
feel like it was equal for a while there, but until I realized that she didn't feel the same way, and then I stopped trying as hard.
I see. Ray.
I mean, I would never do. Well, it depends on what kind of aspect we're talking about. Obviously, if it's something like where we're living, yeah, I'm gonna take that serious no matter what. But I was kind of the same way with like things that matter less, as well as like, let's say if we're just talking about relationship wise, the only aspect relationship wise is if, okay, this is the type of energy you're giving me. Like, I always have people who, okay, off rip, they may or may not like me, but like maybe after a little bit, couple days, weeks, or maybe a couple months, a lot of people like me. And it doesn't make it past a certain point usually, because it's like, I'm obviously, you know, gonna be joking and this, that, a third, so like that's gonna get more people towards me. But if it's like anything more than an acquaintance, I'm giving same energy. I'm a mirror. So if you don't like what you see, or what you're getting from me, it's just what I'm getting from you. Like, let me give you an example. There's two. Well, these are more petty examples, but you know, Call of Duty Zombies, everyone knows, hey, this is your window, this is your window, this is your window. Like, they always have 4 windows. If you shoot a single zombie in my window, if you now obviously if I'm doing something else and then I'm not building up the building up my window, then that's different. But if I'm right there and you go in front of me and do something, listen, I don't care if we're on round 50 and we need to open this door to survive and I'm the only one. Listen, I'm not buying anything. I'm only going for mystery box. I'm getting everything for myself. Mystery box, the power-ups, that's it. I'm not opening any doors. I don't care if we're about to die. Or another petty example, when I played baseball, everyone there'll be 2 to 3 coaches. They'll each have a son on the team. The son will have a best friend, and then they'll have a couple players from previous seasons. And so then they're like, okay, here's an extra 3 to 4 players. We're just gonna put y'all in backup positions, and now I'm playing backup. And so, okay, nigga, I'm not trying. Then I go crazy at the end of the season. Oh, you should come back and play for me. No, nigga, you never gave me the opportunity off rip. Bro, where's my mouse at? Okay, I'm probably about to say if my shit died.
Your experience?
There's a period of time where I would literally bend over backwards for you and like run across all the seas to like make you happy, and I didn't feel any of that back. I like thinking about it right now. I can't think of a single thing that you ever did for me, that was specifically like for me, like just to make me happy. I think you loved how much I loved.
She let you know your red flags.
I didn't feel loved by you until honestly like recently.
I don't know, it felt like too little too late for me. Like by the time you were like open and willing to like put an effort like that, like I was already kind of like checked out. Like
yeah. The entire time I didn't feel any love from you. Like you actually forced me not to say I love
wait,
you.
hold on, wait.
Checked out. Too little too late for me. Like by the time you were like open and willing to like put an effort like that, like I was already kind of like checked out. Like
yeah. The entire time I didn't feel any love from you. Like you actually forced me not to say I love you the first time I wanted to say it, because you could like see that I wanted to say it and you're like, hey, don't say that. So then I didn't say it.
Yo.
To say I love you.
I don't even remember how many months in that was, but it was like really quick. I felt like it was soon.
Do you remember actually?
Yeah, it was like only a couple months in, I want to say.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know, I was a different person back then.
Yeah.
But you felt the love.
Yeah, I felt like, I genuinely felt like I loved you. Honestly, I think we only dated for someone because we were attracted to each other. Like, everything else was, like, fine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, Mia look good, but hey.
Glad we settled that.
Listen, you gotta stay away from women like those. She look good. Pump and dump, simple.
Prompt is, I made significant sacrifices in our relationship that went unnoticed and unappreciated.
We already kind of talked about it. We already kind of talked about it. This is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
Jennifer, what were some of those things that you did?
Like, he's just not really used to his parents telling him I love you and all that. So then I feel like the way that I cared about him, it was just very unnoticed, because he didn't really read how I give love the same way. Like, you don't tell me that I'm pretty, or you don't tell me that you enjoy being with me. We hang out and I'll be like, oh my God, I really want to hang out with you. And he's like, we have been hanging out, but then we're just like in our room, like doing nothing. I just felt like he didn't really care.
I mean, technically that is hanging out, bro.
I gave him.
I mean, our love languages are completely opposite. I grew up with like a household that, you know, them saying sorry to me is like, hey, you want to go eat kind of thing. So it's like never those words. So I'm not used to it. And so it's really hard. It's like she's speaking Spanish, I'm speaking Chinese, and we're trying to like, you know, communicate. It's not easy, you know. And like at that time, like there's no way to recognize it. We weren't mature enough. We didn't know anything until now.
Dane, so you made significant sacrifices that you felt went unnoticed.
Most definitely, like just all of the love that I gave her, honestly, that I feel like it went unnoticed and unappreciated, because like it was more materialistic from her, and I felt like I had to do more things in order for her to notice what I had to offer.
Yeah, but the question was like, what did you sacrifice for a relationship that I didn't appreciate?
Me moving all the way from Florida just to come live with you in Alabama.
But that was something you told me you wanted to do.
Because you said you wanted me to do it, and I made that sacrifice to be away from my family so you could stay with yours. And it didn't mean anything to you.
It did, and that's why I tried so hard to keep everything we had going. And
I did too.
By that time, that's when our relationship definitely started to fail, and that's when I feel like you stopped caring as much. Maybe, I mean, you might have been depressed because you moved away, and I understand that. I get that, but...
And you didn't bother to be there for me or ask me if I
was
okay at all.
I did all the time. You didn't.
No, you were always just like nagging me to do things.
Ooh.
You felt like...
Hey, the truth is coming out. Listen, I was on your head. I was on my man's head. Pause. But yeah, the first couple prompts, I was like, yo, my man's is in the wrong. The last 2 prompts, I don't know. He been on your head top. But hey, better tighten up, shawty.
A big enough sacrifice was to show your love.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And like I put us on this really dope catering gig, and I got us both these dope jobs.
Just because you moved to where I was doesn't mean you don't have to uphold your end of the relationship anymore.
And I still upheld my end of the relationship. You just stopped noticing me.
Oh.
Okay, I don't want to get like into an argument, but
See, like that's every time I bring, like I could sit here and apologize for my parts in the relationship all day long and notice everything that I didn't like do for you.
I mean, he has been doing that.
Like something I felt in the relationship, you say you don't want to argue and that I'm wrong and then I'm not. I didn't
say you're wrong.
You pretty much are. You can say it without saying it.
Exactly.
I'm sorry you
your
feel
picture
appreciated.
perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Luna. So like, what specifically were like these like the adult things that you wanted him to do that?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. He could be. Hey, he could be the worst guy. But in this conversation, he's cooking you. He is cooking you right now.
Simple things like, can you wash your clothes? Can you pick up after yourself? Can you, after you finish cooking, can you help clean up? But
it was like such a thing.
wasn't
Like I could like finish like a bowl of cereal and put the cereal bowl in the sink and just run to the bathroom real quick. Cause you know it's hard to do things when you gotta use the bathroom. And she'd immediately be like, "You didn't wash your freaking dishes." And that just like
this
was
kind of
so
stuff just
super
happened
annoying.
so many
It's
times.
just, like,
That's
such
by
a
the
quick
time it
thing,
was
though.
like, yeah, it was just I was over it. It was just always up to me to make sure that things got done. And I feel like that was unsaid in our relationship, but that was the way it was.
In your mind, that's the way it was.
So Ray, you made some significant sacrifices that you felt were unappreciated, unnoticed.
Yes. When we started dating, we lived like 45 minutes away from each other, and I would drive to you every weekend. You came to my apartment once to like 6 months we were together at that time.
Excuse me.
I flew from overseas to see you, spent like $2,300 on a plane ticket, and you felt like you were doing me a favor by not charging me rent for the month that I was staying with you.
Yo.
Even though I just paid like over $2,000 to come see you.
No, I appreciate you for driving that much. Like, I'll admit I didn't like your apartment. I didn't like driving.
I think it's less about me doing it than how you're responding to me doing it. Like, I never
Yeah,
felt
exactly.
appreciated.
And Mia, you're on yes as well. You also feel like you made significant sacrifices that.
Yeah, let's see what you gotta say.
I think like emotional labor.
No, I
Emotional
don't
labor?
know what you're talking about.
What?
I honestly cannot imagine a single sacrifice you made for our relationship. Is this about our intimacy?
Yeah.
That's not a sacrifice.
No,
dude.
but it is though, because it's like it was like either it's gonna happen your way or it's not gonna happen at all. Bottoming is like not something I want to do all the time, and like I had to in order to be intimate with you, and there was no like equalness to that whatsoever. And I like was trying to be respectful of the fact that like you weren't comfortable with your body at the time, which is why I did it. But I'm saying that's like a lot of emotional labor to like go through.
The intimacy, yeah, I'm sorry. I just can't see it that way because I had such like gender confusion. It was insane. And what was going on inside of my brain and how I felt about myself was worlds larger than anything that you could have been experiencing because you couldn't go down on me. I'm being honest. Like, there's no way in the world that you felt as intensely about that as I felt as intensely about how shitty I felt about my body.
You're literally telling me that how I felt about it doesn't matter because it pales in comparison to your journey with
It's
it.
not that it doesn't matter, but what are you sacrificing from not topping me?
Okay, like imagine not being able to top someone that you love. You're a top.
Yeah.
It was like my
Sincerely.
first queer relationship,
of
and I was
course.
figuring things out. And so
Yeah.
it was like my identity and my room for growth was not a thing that could happen because of like exterior circumstances, and that sucked for me. And I felt like you only wanted me to be a very specific version of myself that was in the way that you could have it. And
See, it's like she cooking a little bit, but it's like you're cooking some shit and already, hey, this is right after Thanksgiving. It's like I had my Thanksgiving dinner and you're cooking something else. Like, I already ate, I'm full. I don't know if that made sense. I'm just what I'm using this analogy is like, what I mean by that is in this example, it's like you're kind of cooking on something. It doesn't really matter. Now, if this was the only problem, oh, by all means, hey, justified. You can't have all those things that happen that we've seen so far, and then you feel completely strongly about this. Like, bruh, it's like if someone beats you with the inch of your life, and then when you go into the courtroom and the judge is asking on the backstory, it's like, yeah, well, you know, this one time they called me ugly. Yeah, granted, let's say, but this one time they, I don't know, I've never seen anyone do it IRL, but they hit me with a spitball in 11th grade. Yeah, well, they shouldn't do that, but come on, bruh. That don't mean beat that person with the inch of their life.
To accommodate that. Does that make sense?
Is it because, sorry, are you saying that like who you became wasn't someone that I wanted to be with?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, fully. I think the same thing for you to me, so.
The next prompt is, I wish my ex and I were still together.
Ooh.
Make your split decisions in 3, 2.
Brody, the first man's, I don't remember your name, who got cheated on, don't say yes, bro. Oh my gosh, dude.
You know, Dane, I'm a little surprised to see you on no after this conversation today.
Yeah, I know. I changed my mind today.
Really?
Yeah. You know, just,
He's like,
coming
yeah,
out here
dodged
with,
a bullet.
Like, my own intentions and like just realizing that I'm pretty like stupid for like thinking that me and her would ever have a chance again, and just the way seeing that the way both of us interact together this whole trip just makes me not want to be together with her anymore.
How do you feel about that?
I agree. We just don't mesh well anymore. Yeah.
What you came here today hoping for what?
I came on this whole trip with Luna just to make her happy. Hopefully that like she would notice that I care enough to spend time with her and do stuff that she wants to do.
So that maybe you could get back together?
Yeah. But
That is crazy.
with that, so I'm just like accepting it now.
Exactly, cause listen, she gaslit the shit out of you. It's just like you just see it in real time. Everyone, like, you got an audience now. Everyone's just like, yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
You say yes, you want to get back together?
If there were maybe, I would say maybe, but there's a lot to work on. We can relate to each and everyone's story a little bit. A lot of it is a lot about communication. I do something for her, she doesn't acknowledge it, right? So I feel like whatever I'm doing is just worthless, right?
What do you do for me though that I don't acknowledge it? I feel like I always acknowledge everything.
I should have ended it, but I didn't know any better. And so we kind of dragged it on further than we should.
And if you could just get the love languages right, you think you could be together?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, infidelity, yeah.
I think so, because I feel like everyone here, like, the reason why we're not together is because, like, everyone's communication is so different.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so, like, prominent. You did love me. You just loved me in the way that I couldn't even, like, realize. And then I loved you, but then you didn't care about everything that I did verbally for you, like me wanting to know where your whereabouts. He thought I was nagging him the whole time. I'm like, no, I just want to know where you are. Like, just let me know so I can, like, just feel safe.
So you're both trying to change that to be back together?
I mean, I want to, but I don't know. I feel like you're not really ready for that conversation or something yet.
She was my best friend. She was my girlfriend, my best friend, and pretty much my family, but kind of shattered that. So it's kind of hard to rebuild.
You said yes?
Yeah, she torched that shit.
I mean, like, there's always room, you know?
Yo, bro.
It's not gonna happen overnight, kind of thing. I still need to work on myself.
The next prompt is, I believed we would spend the rest of our lives together.
All right, yeah, I don't really care
Make a
about
split
this
decision
prompt.
in 3, 2, 1. Okay.
All right, what's this?
Make your split decision. My ex has a quality that will be really hard to find in someone else. Make your split decision in 3, 2, 1.
I just want to hear the yeses.
Okay, go ahead and turn around.
Well, you know, Luna just has her own qualities about her that, you know, like every other human does. So I'm not looking for qualities that Luna had in other people anyways.
And, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she looks good. She looks good. But, and granted, you still had to hold a couple L's, my boy. But what's inside was not too good for baby girl. I'm sorry.
Mia, what qualities does Ray have that you don't feel like you can find in anyone else?
You're a really dope person. I'm glad that I like found you and have you in my life. And I don't think anyone could like fill the specific spot that you fill in my life. It's not like oh, I could just like put another friend in your spot.
I hate that I stepped on no. It's the truth. No, it's like that's still how I feel. I don't want you to think that you're not like special or anything like that, because you definitely like are a good person and someone that like came into my life and like changed it.
That's not what I've been
And
hearing.
Positive, honestly, even though we went through so much. But like, I thought that when we broke up, I would never find anyone that I got along with so well, and then I like did.
Yeah.
So like, it was proof to me that like, it's great that you're here, but if you like weren't, I think I'd be okay, which I'm sure that you would also be okay.
Yeah,
with that.
like
yeah.
it's not on a romantic level that I like stepped here.
I appreciate that you're really supportive.
I think with Victor, he just created this quality of making me feel so safe and comfortable. He was like, I felt so comfortable anytime he would do this really reassuring thing when we would walk through a crowd. He would always place his hand towards the back of my neck to kind of like guide me in a way, and it was so subtle. I don't even know if you remember, but I think about that when I'm in big crowds, and it's like I haven't found
He's
that
like,
sense
yeah.
of like where I'm with someone and I'm like, oh, I can just like be.
It's amazing.
I think Priscilla's probably the kindest person that I've ever met. She has a lovely nice.
Smile, man.
Even to people that are mean to her, which is probably not a good thing, but she's super nice. She's incredibly hardworking. I've seen it personally, like the things that she's done to go out of her way to take care of her family.
Yo, Brody is checked out. He's like, oh, I really came to this shoot to get back with my ex, and I'm just realizing that she was absolutely trash. He's like, I gotta go through like 3 more prompts, and I mean, we're on the final prompt. I guess we're about to go home, dude.
Like, that dog eats better than I do. Yeah, she's just somebody that you can lean on, rely on. Yeah.
That's no.
Has he never told you this?
You think I'm cool? That's awesome.
I didn't say cool.
Okay, well, maybe not cool. You think I'm kind.
Okay, the next prompt is, I'm ready to ask you in this studio right now, will you take me back? Okay, everyone make your split decisions in 3.
Listen, I don't think any of these couples, besides maybe the second one, is both saying yes.
2, 1.
The third couple both saying
Okay,
no.
everybody,
That's
go
for
ahead
sure.
and turn around.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.